Okay, next server which we will configure is DHCP server. Okay, DHCP server means dynamic host configuration protocol. So this server will provide different subnets and different IPs to different VLANs here. Okay, because we have employees, we have guest, we have contractor, and so many other unlimited user, so they need different IP ranges. So for that purpose, in our scenario, we have this server which is a DHCP server as well. So we already done Active Directory, we already done DNS configuration, and next thing is to configure DHCP server. So let me take a remote desktop from this PC to this one, 230. I'm already here. You can go to tool, you can go to manage, add remote, add role and feature. Either you can click from here, add role and features. So click here, click next, and click next. From here choose DHCP server, click add feature, click next, 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 and install. So it will install DHCP server. Okay, so these are the steps which we follow before you begin. Installation type, server selection, server role, feature, DHCP server, confirmation, and result. So it will take some time. Let's go to our slide. So let me show you. So what we done, you can go from manage, add role and feature. Either you can click add role and feature from main window. Okay, you need to select role based or feature based installation. Then you need to select your server. In our case, we have server test.local. Okay, then what you need to do, you need to select the services which we require as DHCP server. Okay, and here you no need to do anything, just click next. Okay, and click next, and click next, and now we are here. So it will install DHCP services. Okay, and after that we will configure DHCP server. We will configure them, and we will create basically 3 different subnets. One for VLAN 10, okay, which is 192.168.10. okay, and we will exclude 10 IPs, the first 10 IPs. Okay, and then it will be for 8 days. Okay, and gateway will be 10.1. We will configure this gateway later on in our topology here in this switch, but right now we need to configure gateway 10.1, first IP as a gateway. DNS is different, definitely this is our DNS, so we will keep the same 100.230. okay, the same way we will do 2 more VLAN. So it means 192.168.10, 192.168.20, and 192.168.30. and real world it can be many VLAN, but here we just choose 3 different VLAN, okay, for different users. Okay, so these are our VLAN, and gateway will be 192.168.10.1, 20.1, 30.1. we will exclude first 10 IPs. Okay, you can exclude if you don't want, it's okay, no issue. Okay, so let's go back. Maybe DHCP is done. Yeah, so it's done. Now they say complete DHCP configuration. Either it will be here as well. When you click here, so they say complete. Now we need to do the last steps before configure DHCP. So we need to choose the user and administrator. So click next. This is our administrator and test our domain. So it's okay, and commit. That's it. Okay, they say authorization DHCP server fail with error code. The specific server are already present. Okay, they say it's already there, so it's okay, no issue, and close this one. And let's see what can be. Okay, no, it's okay. Now you can go from here to configure DHCP. Either you can go from tool, and there is DHCP server. We need to create 3 different scopes. So let's go to server, IP4, and okay, these scopes are already there. By default it will be not there. Maybe it's from previous lab we have. So let me delete them. So nothing will be there, it will be like this. Okay, so right click here, new scope, and click next. Here VLAN 10. Okay, and let me give them the same description as well. VLAN VLAN 10. Next, start IP 192.168.10.1 and end IP 192.168.10.254. Okay, next we want to exclude first 10 IPs, so 10.1 and 192.168.10.10. so I exclude first 10 IP and click add. So it will be for 8 days by default. It's okay. I want to configure. Gateway will be the first IP, so 10.1. Next, DNSS 230, and no need of Win server, and next and finish. Same way we will configure 2 more scope. So let me go to next, VLAN 20, VLAN 20, and start IP 192.168.20.1, 192.168.20.254, and exclude IP 192.168.20.1 and add 192.168.20.10. so first 10 IP is excluded. 8 days. Next, and gateway is 192.168.20.1. add, next, and DNS is okay, next, and no need of Win server, and next and finish. Okay, so 2 scopes are ready. Now we need the third scope as well, so new scope. Okay, next, and it should be VLAN 30, VLAN 30. Click next. Start IP 192.168.30.1, 192.168.30.254 until last IP, and excluded IP 30.1. okay, and then 192.168.30.10. so 10 IPs are excluded. Next, 8 days. Next, and gateway is 192.168.30.1. next, and DNS is okay, no Win server, and finish. So these are our 3 scope. Let me refresh them. One of them is not okay. It's okay now. So active VLAN 10. so when you click on VLAN 10, so what we done, basically this is our range from 1 to 254, and from 1 to 10 is excluded. Okay, keep in mind first 10 IPs are excluded. And then the same way, if we go to address pool, so 20.1 up to 20.254, first 10 IPs are reserved. And we have third scope and address pool, so 30.1 and 30.254, and first 10 IPs are reserved. So our DHCP server is ready. Okay, so in our topology, this DHCP server is ready as well. Okay, next we will configure NTP. So we are using the same server. In real world it can be different server. Okay, this is the only difference.